Today, I'm coming to you live from the Suez Canal in Egypt. On this very site, the Egyptian army redeemed itself on an October afternoon in 1973, erasing years of despair and futility. On October 6, 1973 at 2 p.m., the Egyptian army launched a surprise attack across the Suez Canal called Operation BADR into the Sinai Peninsula. The Israeli Defense Force had a series of forts along the canal, which included a 50-meter high berm to defend against such an attack. In addition, they had an oil pipeline positioned in the canal to flood the canal with oil and, if necessary, light it on fire to prevent an invasion. None of their preparations worked. Egyptian commandos secretly crossed the canal and then captured the pipeline before the Israeli Defense Force could use it. Then they proceeded to blow a hole in the 50-meter berm with water cannons. The Israeli Defense Force thought it would take 24 to 48 hours to get through the berm. The Egyptians did it in less than 5 hours. They were across quickly and captured all of the Israeli forts except one. Hundreds of thousands of Egyptian troops poured into the Sinai Desert, accompanied by tanks, trucks, anti-aircraft systems, and anti-tank systems. They established a defensive position about 20 kilometers into the desert, which was covered by an extensive air defense network and thousands of man-portable anti-tank weapons. They set these up and waited for the Israeli Defense Force to counterattack. On 8 October, the counterattack came. The Israeli Defense Force rushed headlong into the Egyptian positions with tanks supported by aircraft. It was a disaster. The Israelis lost 150 tanks. Every Israeli aircraft that flew into the Egyptian air defense bubble was shot down. On 9 October, they launched another attack with similar results. Heavy losses and no change in the Egyptian position. The Egyptians were holding. This was stunning to the Israelis. They thought the Egyptians were incompetent and unable to launch a sophisticated attack. The Israeli government was in a panic and begged the USA for assistance. On 14 October, after several disastrous attacks by the Israelis, the Egyptians got overconfident and moved their attacking forces beyond the range of their artillery and anti-air defenses. Finally, the Israeli counterattacks were successful. With heavy losses on both sides, the Israeli Defense Force punched an armored brigade through a point in the Egyptian lines and crossed the Suez, encircling the Egyptian Third Army. In doing so, they put their own supply line in jeopardy. Both forces were in danger of losing major units. The situation was an international crisis that could have resulted in nuclear war. Before it deteriorated further, the UN stepped in and brokered a ceasefire.